Right now, you're being lied to. Yes, lied to. Every scroll, every like, every comment, every filtered image you see on your feed is a carefully curated lie. And every time you fall for it, it's chipping away at who you are, piece by piece, until there's nothing left but a hollow shell of comparison. Think about it. When was the last time you actually felt good about yourself after spending time on social media? When was the last time you didn't feel the weight of everyone else's so-called success pushing you down, crushing your spirit? We live in a world that is designed to make you feel less. The more you compare, the more you fall into the trap. The trap of thinking you're not enough, not successful enough, not happy enough, not attractive enough, not anything enough. And this trap, it's not some accidental byproduct of technology. No, it's engineered this way. This is how they win. This is how you lose. But here's the hard truth. You're doing it to yourself. You are willingly stepping into the quicksand of toxic comparison every single day. You look at someone else's perfectly edited life and suddenly feel like everything you've accomplished means nothing. One moment you're fine, and the next you're drowning in a sea of insecurity and envy. Why? Because deep down, you've been conditioned to believe that someone else's success somehow diminishes your worth. You've bought into the lie that their highlight reel is a reflection of your failures. Let me ask you this. When did you stop believing in your own worth? When did you decide that your value is only determined by how you measure up to someone else? Was it the first time you saw your friend land a job you thought was yours? Was it when someone else bought that car you've been saving up for? Or maybe it was when you saw someone with the perfect body, the perfect house, the perfect relationship. And in that moment, you forgot everything that makes you valuable. You forgot that your journey is yours alone. Comparison is the thief of joy. It's an old saying, but it's never been more true than it is today. Every time you compare your life to someone else's, you're giving away your power. You're allowing someone else's success, someone else's appearance, someone else's moment to dictate your happiness. And for what? What do you gain? Nothing. What do you lose? Everything. Your sense of self-worth, your confidence, your belief in your own abilities. It all gets stripped away every time you decide that someone else's life is more valuable than your own. You start to doubt your own path, question your choices, and think that nothing you do will ever be enough. And that doubt, it's poison. It seeps into every aspect of your life. You can't escape it. It follows you to work, into your relationships, into your dreams. You see, comparison isn't just harmless. It's a toxic cycle that eats away at your core. It doesn't just make you feel bad in the moment. It fundamentally alters how you see yourself. And once you start to see yourself as less than, it becomes harder and harder to pull yourself back up. You stay stuck. You stop trying. You convince yourself that success is only for others, that happiness is only for others, that fulfillment is only for others. And before you know it, you're living a life of quiet despair, not because you aren't capable, but because you convinced yourself you aren't enough. And where does most of this toxic comparison happen? Social media, the biggest stage for the fakest lives. It's a never-ending highlight reel, a show designed to make you feel inferior. But let me tell you something, it's all fake. The perfect body, edited. The luxurious vacation, borrowed. The flawless relationship, filtered. What you're seeing isn't real life. It's a carefully crafted version of reality designed to get likes, to get validation, to get approval. And here's the kicker. You know it's fake. But you still fall for it. You still let yourself feel small in the face of someone else's lies. You know that behind every perfect post is a real human being with real problems, real insecurities, and real struggles. But somehow, you've decided that their curated life is better than your authentic one. You let their fake smiles, their fake successes, their fake lives make you question everything about your real journey. Do you know why you do this? Because social media has rewired your brain. It's conditioned you to believe that if you're not constantly winning, you're losing. It's made you think that if you're not measuring up to the latest trend, the latest achievement, the latest body type, you're falling behind. And that constant pressure, it's exhausting. It's soul-crushing. But here's the thing. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're not less. You're just living in a world that profits off of your insecurities. The more you compare, the more you consume. The more you consume, the more they win. It's a vicious cycle, and the only way to break it is to step away, to remember that what you see online isn't real life. Real life is messy, imperfect, and beautifully flawed. And that's where the magic happens. Section 4. How comparison kills ambition. Comparison doesn't just steal your joy, it kills your ambition. It robs you of the belief that you are capable of achieving great things. When you're constantly focused on what others are doing, you stop focusing on what you should be doing. You start to doubt your own potential. You start to think that success is reserved for everyone else, and that you've somehow missed the boat. You see someone else hit a milestone, and suddenly, your goals seem small. You see someone else get the recognition you crave, and suddenly, your efforts seem meaningless. You see someone else living a life you want, and suddenly, your dreams feel out of reach. But here's the thing. Your journey is yours alone. No one else's path looks like yours because no one else is living your life. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. When you compare, you sabotage your own growth. You start to believe that there's a limited amount of success to go around. That if someone else is winning, it means you're losing. But that's not how life works. Success isn't a zero-sum game. There's more than enough room for everyone. The only person you should be competing with is yourself. The only measure of success that matters is whether or not you're moving forward, growing, and becoming the best version of yourself. But when you let comparison take over, you stop moving forward. You stop trying. You become paralyzed by the fear that no matter what you do, it won't be good enough. So you settle. You stay stuck. You tell yourself that it's better to play it safe than to risk failure. But the truth is, the only failure is not trying. The only way you lose is by giving up on yourself. Section 5. Breaking free from the cycle. So how do you break free from this toxic cycle? How do you stop comparing yourself to others and start living your own life? It's not easy, but it's possible. The first step is awareness. You have to recognize when you're falling into the trap of comparison. You have to catch yourself in the moment and remind yourself that what you're seeing isn't the full picture. You have to stop giving other people the power to define your worth. The second step is gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do have. Focus on your own accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. Focus on your growth, your journey, your unique path. When you practice gratitude, you shift your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. You start to see that your life is already full of success, happiness, and potential. The third step is action. Stop wasting time comparing yourself to others and start taking action towards your own goals. Set your own standards for success. Define what happiness means for you, and then go after it with everything you've got. When you're focused on your own journey, you don't have time to worry about what everyone else is doing. Section 6. Reclaiming your power. At the end of the day, the only person who has control over your life is you. You get to decide how you spend your time, how you measure your success, and how you live your life. No one else's opinion matters. No one else's achievements define you. The moment you stop comparing yourself to others is the moment you take back your power. It's the moment you start living your own life on your own terms.